When working with East Agile, the typical flow of work over time goes like this. Before an initial engagement, you'll meet with one of our Agile masters who will help you to understand the Agile process and to define the work that you want to get done in terms of user stories and features. That person will meet with you before an engagement, either in person or on the phone or in a video conference, explain to you the Agile process, much as I'm doing now, and help you to define these stories and put them into a management tool, Pivotal Tracker, and then this set of stories and features will be sent to the engineering team that you're going to work with. They'll estimate them out in terms of engineering effort, and then that will set you up for an initial kickoff call. And so this is an iteration planning call. It takes about an hour in general, although the first one might take a little longer, perhaps 2 hours. And during that time, you're going to discuss with the engineering team what's going to be done during the first iteration. And if there are any contentious issues about estimation, those issues will be resolved in that initial iteration call, and the team will make a commitment of what they expect to get done for that week. The reality may differ, but it gives everyone a sort of goal of what's going to be done during that week. The important thing about estimation and discussing the estimation is not necessarily the accuracy of the estimation, because these are just estimates, they're not commitments or promises. The important thing about them is that they're a way to communicate understanding. So for instance, if a client believes that something is very complicated and might take days or weeks to do, and the engineering team estimates it out as a really simple task that might take half a day, that opens up a discussion. So is it that the engineering team didn't fully understand the complexity of what was being asked? That may identify a miscommunication, which can be resolved before it becomes an issue. Or it may be that the engineering team actually has done this many times, or there's some solution that they have in mind that makes this very complicated feature easy to implement in just a few hours. That discussion can happen, and everyone can be level set and understand the issue, and then it can move forward. And so it's very helpful in identifying potential misunderstandings that way. Now, so that's kind of the point of the iteration planning call. And then the engineering team will go and work. And usually code is deployed every day, many times a day in fact. And as work is completed in Pivotal Tracker, client will see that it is presented for them to accept or reject. And before the end of the iteration, the role of a client is to go through all of these stories and accept or reject them. Now, this could be done real time as they're done, or it could be done sometime before the next iteration planning call. And then at the end of that iteration, the next iteration planning call takes place, and the whole procedure repeats itself again. And the point is that at the end of each iteration, we deliver a block of work, we gain more knowledge, the estimates become better, confidence is built, product is released, and work is presented and seen in its completed form. It may be that you get a build of an iPhone app or a web application every day, or it may be you just look at the end of a week at what's done then. And there are multiple ways that we can work with clients. There are multiple team configurations. So one simple team configuration, which is highly successful for perhaps 80 or 90% of our clients, is to have our clients assign someone on their side to be the product owner. This is a person who can make decisions about business priorities, who can define user features and stories that we are to implement, and can understand and make a call as to whether something should be accepted or rejected that it's implemented as needed. And on our side, we would provide a minimal team of 2 developers. And those 2 developers would be working remotely from our office in Saigon and communicating with the product owner using chat or video conference or conference call. And this would occur at a time that overlaps to some degree. Now, this team in Vietnam works from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, about 40 hours per week. And so often an overlap time might be about 7 p.m. in Pacific time. Included in this process, for clients who want it and without extra cost, is a member of our team acting as an Agile master. This is a person to guide the product owner through the Agile development process. They're not there to get in the way of direct communication with developers, but they're there to coordinate and augment that communication. So that person would be able to spend time during the regular working hours of our client, for instance, in the afternoon in California, and then also coordinate the next morning with the developers in Vietnam and bridge some of the time issues that exist, but also to guide everyone and make sure everything moves smoothly. Another configuration that often works out well with our clients is to have a trio. So in this case, we would have one of our developers in San Francisco work with our clients, either in our San Francisco office or in their office, and then also work with a pair of developers in Vietnam, and also with an Agile master who would help coordinate the entire development process. This allows some of the best of all worlds. By being able to have developers on our client side work and pair directly with East Agile developers, they learn a lot about the Agile development process and are able to share their domain knowledge about their application. By having developers work in our team in Vietnam, we're able to bring the overall cost of the application down and increase the velocity of development. Another way that you can work with East Agile is to simply have our developers in San Francisco work directly with you. You can either work in our office with them, or they can move to your office and work directly with you as part of your team. Some of the clients that we work with are ones that you may well have heard of. So for instance, we worked with Twitter back when they had 29 employees. Now they have 2,000. At that time, we helped them to build systems to manage malicious behavior on the Twitter network. So Tagged's another one of our clients. They're a major social network. They really wanted to understand how Agile development worked in practice. So in order to do that, they engaged East Agile to develop a small application for them and to work with the rest of their development team to give them a taste of Agile development as applied using very best practices. Indiegogo was another one of our clients. We sent developers from East Agile on sites there to train their development team in Agile processes, specifically writing really good tests, enhancing test coverage, and understanding the benefits of paired programming.